Would you like to see the very first Star Wars playset I ever owned? Zach was here recently and made an observation that none of the doorknobs in this house really seem to match. And he's right. There's a lot of different styles of doorknobs going on here. The thing is, I'm pretty sure that they're all original to the house. But you'll go from that kind of textured metal to another glassy one to, well, this thing. So, as I may have mentioned in a previous video, this bathroom was once very, very yellow. Yellow walls. The countertop might have been yellow. The tile was yellow with white grout. The tub is still the same tub, but the tile has been replaced. And everything else in here. Look, same room, two different doorknobs. He's right. I never would have noticed that myself. I just accepted it for what it was. But there is a remnant of the yellowness in some of these towels that are still in here. And I clearly remember this glass jar with these lemon-shaped soaps. Bring this out here in the light where you can see it better. And they still smell like lemon. They have a faint lemon scent remaining after all these years. Now the curious thing is that in another state, in another city, at my paternal grandparents' house, there was another lemon-colored bathroom. I don't know why. I don't know why my mother's parents had one and my father's parents had one. It must just been a 70s thing. I don't know. The same bright yellow tile, white grout. I think the tub was yellow at that house. So just a coincidental thing from my childhood. In that bathroom at my father's parents' house hung this objet d'art, which is very dusty, needs to be dusted. And it's just wood and nails holding it together. So a nail was driven into the wall, and this hung on that nail, and you can kind of see sort of a circular outline where it would abrade the wood and the varnish. But it was just a moon and two stars and a little landing with a rail and some steps and another landing at the top. And to my mind, this was the perfect size for Star Wars figures. And what was displayed on it was a series of little tiny glass perfume bottles with little silvery goldy caps. And so I would, in my small height, and I have a picture of me doing a headstand in that house, I would stand on the toilet, take all the little perfume bottles off, set them down. By the way, sitting on the lid of the toilet tank, was it yellow? Was a doll that hid a roll of toilet paper under its dress, right? So, and it was crocheted, and her dress, I'm pretty sure, was bright yellow. So you had this very belle of the ball kind of dress, and then the Barbie doll type torso, and the crocheted top came up and had, straps and everything. And then I think she had a crocheted yellow hat too, brunette. So yeah, that piece of kitsch I kind of wish I had kept. But when my grandmother passed away, my dad said, "Is there anything you want?" And that was the one thing I asked for. I don't know why I didn't ask for the perfume bottles, though. to really complete the set. I should have asked for the doll, the perfume, this, and maybe that Noah's Ark book she always read me at bedtime that was in the nightstand. I remember opening the drawer after she passed away and seeing that, and I was just torn up. That here I was in my mid 20s and married, and that book was still in her nightstand drawer. And that's probably why I didn't ask for it, because it still breaks me up to think that she held on to that all that time. But I had to have this, irreplaceable. This was irreplaceable. I could find that Noah's Ark book if I looked for one on eBay. I could find, little vials of perfume. I could find all this other stuff, but the doll, the hand crocheted dress of the doll, I probably should have asked for. And this, just where do you look for one of these? I don't know. Now the funny thing is, because of its shape, there's no good way to play with it. So my solution was usually a roll of toilet tissue. Set that down and set the base on top. Voila. And the coffee table in their den that I would usually play on was, there's a word for what the type of top was, and Mom told me that word in the last year, and I cannot draw it to mind. Anyway, it was a particular type of material on the top. And so this same coffee table was where the first night, I just thought of this earlier, I can't believe I haven't already done a Toyaholic topic on this. The first night that I owned the Kenner land speeder, not the Sonic one, the regular one, I put everybody in it and I zoomed it across their short nap carpet in the den, and it hit the leg of that coffee table, and of course the hood flies up, but 3PO catapulted forward over Luke and Ben and broke off the peg on the back seat of the land speeder. I have since replaced that one, but I wonder if somewhere in spare parts I might still have the broken seat as well. So something to think about for a future video. And if I do find the land speeder, I'm almost positive that after his parents passed away, that my dad kept that coffee table. I want to say I saw it hanging in rafters, either in his attic or more likely in his tool shed. So for a future topic, I've got to talk to Mom again, find out what that material is of that coffee table, see if I can find the coffee table, see if I can find the land speeder. Today, let's finish talking about this, because I had very little else to play with besides action figures at the time that this was their main base of operations. So the good guys would be on this thing, the bad guys would be on this thing, and you can kind of see, yeah, that's a pretty good little landing there for Star Wars figures. Here, we'll let Luke be threatening Vader. Got to put a small head Han on here. Chewie. And don't forget the droids. We're on our way. Saw Billy Dee Williams recently at a convention in Birmingham. He was asking more for autographs than what I wanted to pay, and I'm pretty sure I have his autograph via the mail from many, many years ago. So it was cool, though, to talk to Mike Quinn, the puppeteer for Nyan Nunn. So that was a fun event, and his booth was, as he said, in the co-pilot position, just to Billy Dee Williams' right. I said, is that an accident? He goes, no, that was very intentional, that they had planned to do that way. And a few people were in line for Billy Dee at the time. He'd already done his photo session with the professional photographer, another price that was just too exorbitant for me. I hate you all. Somebody posted the other day and said, hey, what kind of stands do you guys use for your Ghostbusters plasma figures? I was like, stands? I guess. I just got so used to balancing these things over the years. It's an innate talent at this point. I mean, look at them all. When my figures had nowhere else to hang out, they hung out on this stairway to heaven. So It literally goes nowhere. Notice that you can't even get onto the landing from the bottom step. I mean, you can get on the top step. There's no rail blocking you, but the way this was designed, there's just no room for a figure to step down and then go around. I mean, he's just going to fall to his death. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, he could crawl through like a tunnel. I'm sure I had adventures playing like that as a kid as well. And I didn't own any Kenner playsets because none had been made yet. There was no environment yet. Until things like the Cantina, Land of the Jawas, Droid Factory came along, you had to play with these guys somewhere. So I either played with them outside in the natural world. Here's some photos at my grandmother's house of me doing that. Or you made do with what you had inside the house. In this case, the moon and the stars themselves. Thanks for watching.